Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Kjersten Merila, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Hello, we're going to start a new format, Westbrook Village Clubs. We're going to start with a Minnesota club. I have a pretty close connection to it. My wife runs it. Hello, Kjersten.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
How are you? You look very happy and fresh. You have a new haircut.
You know what? I got a new attitude.
Good.
I got a new attitude. I feel good about life. I'm not going to let anything get me down. No negativity coming into my world.
Well, you're typically very good about stuff like that and not letting it affect you for too long. But
I try to be. You're
good job.
You're actually better than I am because you, when we used to get in arguments when we first got married, you would get over stuff really quick.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yeah, get over it, Steve. It's done. We had an argument. Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get over things pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Try to.
So we're going to talk about, so normally when I do one of these interviews with a Westbrook Village club, I want to kind of get the people involved in the clubs to know what they are. So my normal format is an interview about you. We've already interviewed you, but normally we would interview you if you're a president of a club or a club member and you want to promote your club. This is a place to do it. But with you, I've already kind of told your story. So I think I'd like to ask you a few stories about your background before we get into the club.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yes.
So, what's your favorite thing to do in Westbrook Village right now? You got a new one?
I do, and I know you know the answer, and I think some people listening probably know the answer, but I joined the Pottery Club in January, so not too many months ago, and I have already very quickly become completely addicted to it. It is my absolute zen. It's my relaxation. It's a great way for me to kind of wrap up my day after a busy work day. So I just absolutely love it. There's so much to learn. I am not an artist by any means. However, I'm learning some things.
You've made some beautiful things. I'm amazed at what comes out of that room.
Oh, gosh,
I play billiards next to that room, which doesn't take talent.
So you walk by it. So
I walk by it and
Steve's
I see
point,
the beautiful.
there is a really big window in the pottery studio where local or potters can display their items for sale. And there are some absolutely gorgeous pieces in there, and everything is so cheap.
Really?
I mean, if you went to Cave Creek or Sedona, or anywhere, if you went to an art fair, you'd pay 10 times the amount. So
Really?
Seriously, Westbrook people, go support that club. If you need a gift for housewarming gift, I love making little hostess gifts. There's a lot of stuff like that in there, little trinket dishes, they call them ornaments. I don't think of them as necessarily Christmas tree ornaments. I think of them as more like hang it on a bottle of wine for a gift, hang it on the corner of a mirror.
Sure.
Little tiny things. You can spend $2 up to like $20. I mean, the
Really?
most expensive, there are some higher end pieces, but the majority of things are literally some $5 and under up to $20. We'll get you a very good gift. Anyway, enough about that, but I'm loving it.
How long does it take to get to the point where you're doing like Patrick Swayze and Demi
On the
Moore?
wheel?
Yeah, on the wheel.
To my knowledge, there are not too many people who do the wheel. I think the club has 70 some members, and out of those 70 people, it's my understanding, or from what I've at least seen, I'm going to say maybe around 10 people do the wheel.
Okay.
So not too many. There might be more that I just don't see. I'm not in there every day. I'm not in there at all hours of the day. So maybe there's more. So sorry if I'm excluding someone, but that's a special skill that
Really?
I have not wanted to try it yet. I'm intrigued, but I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I have kind of
And
a
that's how you would.
bowl addiction. I love bowls.
But don't you make a bowl on the? You don't
Yes,
make,
on the wheel. That's why I need to learn the wheel because, Steve,
Oh.
we could have 9,000 bowls in this house.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So you might not want me to learn it because
No, I don't think you need the wheel. That's a little
I love
excessive.
bowls.
I know.
A lot of the stuff that I make is smaller pieces, and I've been selling some of them. I think if I made bowls, I don't know if I could sell any of them. So
Okay.
be careful what you wish
do not
for.
need to make bowls.
I know.
So tell people how excited you get when you get an envelope.
Oh my God. So yes. So if you sell something in the studio, they put the money in a little white envelope and then the little tag goes on it and they put it in your locker or your cubby.
Right.
And
Yeah.
when you go in and get an envelope, even if it's something I sold for $3, it's so fun and exciting because someone liked what I did.
Right.
You know, it's
Enough
not a lot of
to
money. It's
dish out some
but
cash.
it might pay for
Right.
my clay. You know,
Yeah.
gosh, I go in there, I see I made $3, $6. I'm so stinking excited because somebody liked what I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very exciting to get a white envelope. And I
Sure.
bet other Pottery Club members would agree, whether they are veterans or newbies. I think everyone feels that same way.
Right.
You want the white envelope.
Gotcha. Well, I'm amazed that I can understand. I don't understand the addiction to pottery. I don't get how fulfilling it is, and I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
But even more so, I don't understand how you could even play mahjong.
Okay.
I mean, what that thing seems so odd.
So
That is the weirdest game I've seen.
it is different. So when we arrived to Westbrook this past September, I decided I needed to take a couple things off my plate. My social calendar was just a little too full. Plus,
Yeah, we both
I work full time, and
Yes.
work is clearly the most important thing, and that's top priority.
Yep.
But I also want to play and have fun with all my retired friends. So I committed to myself, to my sanity, something was going to fall off my plate. Instead, I took up pottery, I learned mahjong, and I started the Minnesota State Club for Westbrook Village. So not only did I not remove, but I added 3 things, and 3 things that are pretty time consuming if you want them to be.
Right.
Pottery doesn't need to be as time consuming as it is, but I'm making it kind of my go-to relaxation creative outlet.
And we're heading home, so you want to get some stuff.
So now I'm kind of...
You want to get some stuff in the kiln.
Yep, I'm kicking some stuff out.
Yeah.
Mahjong. I don't know too many people who don't play mahjong, so I thought, wow, I need to learn this because, in all honesty, pickleball has kind of fallen off.
Yes.
So I did kind of get rid of one thing. I don't play pickleball that much anymore. But I started playing mahjong, and in order to play a fair game of mahjong, you play for 2 to 3 hours to really play a full round of mahjong. That's a lot of time. It's a lot of time for me to sit.
Yep.
And it's a lot of brain power, more importantly. So working all day, work for at least 8 hours a day, then go play mahjong in the afternoon or evening. My brain's not liking it.
Right.
It takes up every ounce of brain cell capacity that I have, which I think I'm a pretty average human being. But I come home and I'm like, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me a question.
I can't
even think straight.
Let me just tell a quick little story. You had mahjong, and I think I did something with the guys that all of the husbands that played mahjong with you, and Jim Meeker was one of them. And Jim Meeker and I are sitting there on Bill Peterson's patio, and you girls all come in, and you look like zombies. And Loretta comes out and says, "Do not say anything to me. Don't talk to me. I can't understand you because I just got done playing mahjong." And then I told my joke. I said, "You know what mahjong translates into English?"
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, "No." And I go, "Well, it says wife gone 3 hours."
Pretty much.
And so they chuckled, but Loretta couldn't speak. You could not speak. Somehow, Sherry's a superhuman. She can speak after mahjong.
So can Andrea.
But then you didn't speak for 10 seconds, and then Loretta said something about pottery, and then you guys are blah, 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 and nonstop. So, you're able to overcome the capacity of the drain.
It is draining, and I don't need anything else using my brain power. at the end of the day, I don't really want to think too much anymore. I still have energy and I still want to do stuff, but
Right.
I don't really want to have to think too much. So I don't know about Mahjong. I'm going to play one more time this season because we have friends leaving and I want to get one more game in. And then I won't play this summer because I don't play at the cabin.
Right.
So next fall, I will reevaluate Mahjong. I do,
Okay.
however, have a very cute tile set and mat. And boy, I'd hate to have to get rid of that. So
Well, you
I
can
think
always keep it
I
and
think
play
I'm
less.
still going to
but-
keep my finger in it, and because it
Well,
is a really fun game.
Can
It
you play?
truly is.
If you play it less, can you still be as good at it?
No, see, that's just
Okay.
it. It's kind of the more you
Takes
play, I
practice.
think the better. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. I think if I know I have some friends who play it online, and I can tell that they are, I would say, probably better players because they know the card better, they know the tile arrangements better. The more you play, the practice, right? Like with most anything, the more you practice, the better you are. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
I get it.
Mahjong is going to get reevaluated September.
So when you're taking things off your plate,
Mm-hmm.
you did add something this season, and since I know you well, we're learning about the president of the Minnesota club.
Yes.
How do you like your new bike? New to you. We bought it used, of course, because we're
another
frugal.
thing. What did I say? No wonder I'm exhausted by 6 p.m.
Yeah, no wonder.
Yes. So I bought a recumbent trike,
Yep.
the tadpole style, which has the 2 wheels in the front and the one in the back. And you sit down in it. It's like a little go-kart. I
Yes.
absolutely love it. I zip in and out of Westbrook is kind of like a rat maze. And there's little cul-de-sacs and little turns every which way you go. None of the streets are straight. It's just kind of a mess, in my opinion. However, it's really fun to ride this little bike around because I can zoom in and out. And
it's non-electric.
it's not, I
You're
did
not
not want electric assist. My legs are powering that thing, and that's what I need. So I'm doing all the work. And on windy days, I can really tell a difference, which sitting that low, I wouldn't think the wind would really affect me.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not very aerodynamic because my legs were struggling the other day.
Does anybody ever get fairings for the front to block the wind? Right? A fairing, like
that's what I need.
Like
a
on
little hood scoop.
like on the Harley. The Harley's got the big fairing on the
that's
front.
what I need.
Yeah.
Something.
Hold
anyway,
a snack and stuff. Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have too many windy days out here. But I'm absolutely loving it. I got a little flag. I think you legally have to have a flag on them, like a 6-foot tall or a pole.
You have a really cute fish.
I did. I got a fish. I found it online. There's quite a few people who have same or similar flags here in Westbrook, so I wanted something a little different. I got a little fish that kind of wiggles and moves with the wind, and the faster I go, the more the fish moves.
I'm surprised people don't get like a bird.
I know. I kind of looked
for it.
Cool. There was a hawk. The hawk was kind of cool.
That'd be scary.
I know that, but it wasn't very colorful, and that's to my mom's point. The fish is black and blue. She was hoping I would get something a little bit brighter that you would see because you are sitting pretty low on this thing. So, and I got lights. Another thing that Mom.
Yep.
Thanks, Mom. She wanted me to get a little headlight and a brake light that blink.
Yep.
So I don't know. You hope people. I don't wear a helmet.
No.
And I can't. I just can't. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s. Helmets were not a thing, and I can't do it.
Brain bucket. You should wear a helmet.
I'm very careful. I know there's listeners right now saying, Kjersten, I'm very careful. I have my head on a swivel. I'm looking around everywhere when I'm on it.
Yeah, and you're close to the bottom. I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna preach here. So you go home. We're going home on your birthday this year, May 14th, and then I'll be flying back and forth for clients and helping people find homes and helping people sell homes. We got a couple good ones coming up, but before we go on to the Minnesota Club portion, I still want to get to know you since we all know you. But you go home. Did you miss your parents when they left?
I did. Now you say home. It's so funny.
Well, I know.
Because we
go back to your hometown.
I know. We go back to Minnesota, home state, not hometown, home state. They're both, we call both places home. It's confusing.
Home is where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is. So, my parents left shortly at the end of March, and I typically go see them once a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a day. So, I miss them. I'm pretty close to my mom and dad, so I miss our conversations and our happy hours on the deck and taking my bike over there. And
deck will be the cabin. Here it's
now
patio.
now the deck.
It's patio.
But
patio
I'm excited
time
to see them. So we'll see them in about a month, I guess. So
This season flew by.
Flew by.
I was talking
The
to a
worst.
friend the other day, and I think it was Marty, and I was like, I thought, and he thought the same, that as you got older, the years would kind of click on slower,
It
but they seem to
goes
get faster. And that's dangerous because we're getting old.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
always say that. What is it? The days are slow, but the years are fast or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. I maybe said that
I just
incorrectly,
remember
but
being in high school and watching the social studies clock tick by
Right?
when you're trying to get out of class. It seemed like it
Oh,
lasted forever.
those 3
When you're trying to,
minutes.
yeah, especially whatever the last class of the day
Yes.
was, to get to the bus, and you're just sitting there waiting.
Yes.
But I think that's also you shouldn't be anticipating that. You should be enjoying where you're at, because I
And
often
we
do that.
do. I
Yeah,
think we do.
we do.
But
But
the
I think you should
time
always be
just
mindful of it.
You're right, because you obviously it's just natural to look forward to things, and we love the 4th of July at the cabin, so it's exciting to think about
Yep.
that. But I'm already, I think I just said it to you last night, we'll be thinking about Thanksgiving hosting in
Right.
no time.
Oh, yeah.
it just is
Yeah,
a
it just
constant
flies by.
fast cycle. But
Enjoy
all
every
good
moment.
stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the Minnesota Club.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people from Minnesota here, people
So
that live
many.
here, and
Yeah.
people we don't even know yet.
Correct.
And when I got into real estate, I started helping people find homes here, and I was I didn't realize how many people were here and are coming here
From the Midwest.
from the
Minnesota,
Midwest,
yeah.
and just from Minnesota.
It's crazy.
One of my first homes I sold in Westbrook was to Marty and Andrea, who their cabin is 45 minutes from our cabin. I mean, it's just crazy, and I never
Small
knew
world.
them.
Yep.
And now we're great
Never knew 'em.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is just
Well,
wonderful.
there's a reason there's so many Minnesotans here. I mean, the weather is
Right.
unbearable in January. So I think
So tell me about the
there's a
Minnesota
reason
Club.
there's a lot of us here.
How hard was it to start a club? It's not easy to start a club in Westbrook Village.
It was difficult, and I'm going to mind my P's and Q's here because I don't want to disrespect any leadership in Westbrook or the HOA board by any means, but they don't make it easy. There were some hurdles to get through. It took, I'm going to say, a couple months from start to finish to get it approved. I think I had to present 2 or 3 times to various groups, committees, boards, on what my plan was and what the bylaws would look like and how the club would function. And I get it. They have to do their due diligence. I guess I appreciate that they put that much effort into clubs, but there was a point where I was like, come on already. Because I think it was middle of February by the time we got approved, and I knew that the clock was ticking on snowbirds leaving, and I really wanted to get at least one event in this season.
Yep.
Prior to the snowbirds leaving for the summer. I say season, not year. That's, so this season, and we did it. We got an event in, and it was great. But
How many members do you have?
I think we're up to about 80. When
Wow.
I first got approval, I had about 50, and that was just kind of our friends, kind of the people,
people we knew.
maybe a couple one-offs of people who gave names to me, but we had about 50 to start, and then more came on as we advertised the event, and now since the event, we've gotten a few more. So it's about 80.
Tell us about the first event. I mean, I was there. It was awesome.
It was really fun. So I decided to just do kind of a meet and greet potluck. So we were our own entertainment. I didn't bring in a magician. I didn't bring in music. It was really just for us to all get to know each other. So I think we had 70 people maybe show up for the first event. I'm kind of roughly guesstimating. There might not have been that many. Anyway, a fair amount. I mean, we had a decent turnout. There weren't
I thought it was
too
great.
many people who weren't able to come.
I thought the food was great.
Everybody brought food.
The thing that was most unexpectedly pleasant to me was I didn't get when you said you're going to have everyone stand up and introduce themselves.
You were probably.
I thought, "Hi, I'm Steve," and then what do you do? And I thought it was.
That was great.
I thought it was awesome. Are you kidding me? The Sutherlands stole the show with their
spam t-shirts.
Hormel versus Hormel.
Yeah. So a couple good discussions came out of it.
Yeah.
So to what Steve was saying is everybody stood up, and as couples or individually stood up, introduced themselves, said where they were from in Minnesota, and where they lived in Westbrook Village, which I also thought was a nice connection.
I did too.
Hey,
Yep.
we live in St. Andrews. So do we. So, and that was my point, for people to connect with other people who they maybe didn't necessarily know. And there were quite a few connections on same town, being from the same town, or at least the same area.
Right.
We had 2 high school classmates
who didn't know each other.
They didn't know each other in high school.
Right.
They obviously
know each other here.
Yes. The Hormel versus Hormel argument, which I thought was kind of funny.
Awesome.
So Patty Sutherland says it's Hormel, yet Brian Oland, who's also from Austin, Texas, says it's Hormel.
Austin, Texas, or
Austin, Minnesota. Thank you. Right. That's kind of okay. Yes. Sorry. My bad. Who says it's different. We had some Packer-Viking rivalry because, much like you, even though you moved here from Minnesota, you were born in Wisconsin. Quite a few folks were originally born in other states and then navigated their way to Minnesota. But some Packer-Viking rivalry in the room.
Yeah.
Mostly Gopher fans.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about other college fans necessarily, but some fun rivalries, some fun connections. People who even used to have cabins on the same lake and didn't know about it, or used to go to the same bars, and I'm sure paths have crossed for all of us, and we just didn't even know it. So super fun event. I think we had it, I don't know, 2-3 hours. We all ate a ton of food.
Yep.
The pickled herring was probably the biggest hit, just FYI. Some great desserts. It was fun. It was great.
So, what are your plans for next year? Do you have plans yet?
I don't know.
You don't know? Looking for ideas,
I mean,
people.
I have a plan of timing of events. I've been asked that a lot. When are we going to meet again? I think I'll shoot for like a November, January, March cadence. I think that's when a lot of snowbirds are here. I know not everyone is here in November, and I know not everyone's here in March, but hopefully that January event is at least capturing most of them. I've already had some requests. Please do not meet before November 3rd because I'm not back yet. So people really want to be a part of it, which I think is
I'm
super
sure you
cool.
get this a lot, and I'm sure you don't appreciate it, but I was just going to say, well, maybe do an early bird one for people here in November.
I thought about that.
And then
a September
do you get annoyed
one
when people constantly
No.
give you 2 cents?
No, I think it's great because I don't really have.
Because they're at least engaged, right?
My plan. They're engaged. They're excited. My plan was to do something different for the events. Like, we're not always just going to do a potluck and eat and drink and talk. I wanted to do even a community event where we got a group together to go volunteer at a food shelf or something, just to kind of appeal to different interests. So when you asked what my plan was for, let's say, the November event, I don't know. I would like to do something different. However, I haven't heard one person say that potluck was terrible. Everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I think one potluck
maybe like
a year,
a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
I don't know, something.
Well, I think we have to do a lights tour.
Oh, that would be fun.
Use it as an excuse to
like a golf
get
cart
out on the golf cart and go look at the Christmas lights. Now it has to be a golf cart.
Okay, so that would be kind of fun.
It's too much fun. So at least for the people that are here during Christmas.
So that would be a December.
Yeah.
So now you got me doing 4 instead of 3. Now you're adding to my plate.
Perfect.
No, that would be really fun. That's a cute idea. So I don't want to do too much around the holidays because people get so busy, and a lot of people maybe come out for the fall, but then go home for Thanksgiving through New Year's. So a lot of people do kind of leave during the holidays. I don't know. I'm not going to appeal, or I'm not going to please everyone. I totally understand that. But anyway, it's been super fun. I'm glad we started it. And I think it was a much needed club, given there are so many Minnesotans here in Westbrook.
I think so too. And I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you made it official.
Yeah.
Because when you have a loose group and it's not sanctioned by Westbrook Village, I think it's just not as public and it's not as official. So I'm really happy you did it. Hopefully I meet a lot of people that have friends that say, hey, I need a realtor. Because I love finding people from Minnesota homes. Yes. I love finding, I have had people from Minnesota actually go to Sun City West, which is fine, but not for Westbrook Village podcast. I've had people from Minnesota go to Scottsdale.
Yep.
What other towns have I sold to? I'm showing people homes up in Anthem right now, which
that's right.
It's amazing how totally different neighborhoods are. So I think we'll just end it with we have a great neighborhood here, people.
We sure do.
And
Lots
we're
to
pretty
do.
lucky and lots to do. Good luck if you want to get in pottery, because there's a waiting list, I guess, because I can't get in. But it is fun. I'm so happy that you keep finding hobbies that, you can't do a lot when you're in your 30s and 40s and you're super busy. And now it's kind of fun. Now you're busier than ever.
I'm
as
so
we get
busy.
older. Yeah.
I'm so busy. But
Oh my gosh! Look at Sherry Peterson. She's got a schedule down to every 15 minutes on her
she
events.
has to.
So
She's that busy.
she's
There's quite a
super
few people
busy,
like
so-
that. It's
All right. Well, stay busy. Have fun.
stay
Thank you,
busy and
Kjersten.
have fun.
Minnesota Club,
Go.
Westbrook Village, official.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. Real estate is how I'm able to support this show and give back to our community. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home in Arizona, I'd love to help. I also offer a free real estate review, basically a health checkup for your home's value and market position. You can call or text me anytime at 651-295-6830. Again, that's 651-295-6830. I'd be honored to help you or your neighbors with the next chapter of your real estate journey. And thanks again for listening, and be sure to keep connecting.